What's going on, guys? On today's video I'm going to show you guys how to put a hidden light bar on the bottom part of that grill on this 2014 Chevy Silverado. What I will be using is this 42-inch Auxbeam. It's the one with the 4D lenses. What can I say other than this is a real nice light? It's curved, so you guys can see, and therefore I think this is the perfect candidate for this grill. In fact, as you guys can see, it's curved. I did some measurements already. It looks like it's going to fit dead on, perfectly hidden on the bottom area of that. I will not be showing how to remove the front grill, as there's tons of videos here on YouTube. You guys can check out any one of those. Also, for the fact that I've already taken it off, I just kind of slapped it back on there just so you guys can see the before. But this is my younger brother's truck. Alright, so what I'll be doing first is taking this grill off. I will be measuring the width of this light bar, the length of it as well. I will be checking the height of my bolts for this grill. I want to ultimately get it, as close I can to center. So let's do that. Alright guys, here's the grill. What I have done so far is measured the length of the light bar to where it's going to sit, and then the width of it too, 3 inches. So that should be about center right there. What I also did, I came back here, I measured the width of the light bar, which is 3 inches. It's actually about 3 1/8. And I used these bolts as references. So I went from here up 5 inches to the center. And if I'm not mistaken, from here to the center is right above this little rectangle here. If it's not dead on 5, it's like 4 7/8 or 5 1/16. But either way, it's that little bit of a difference won't be too noticeable on the grill itself once the light bar is set in place. If you guys notice, you guys kind of see how the curve kind of goes contour with this grill rather than a straight bar. Like I said, these have the hyper lens, 4D hyper lens, so these actually are a lot brighter than your normal light bars. I like the way that they look black in the background. I'm going to be replacing the one on my truck also here pretty soon for one of these, so keep an eye out for that video. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm ready to cut this right here, because I want this face of the light bar to be just about a 1/2 inch past this little plastic plate here. Now I don't want to go too much further down, also because it's got the billet grill and it's got the bolts right here, but mainly the reason why I'm going to cut this, and I'm not going to cut this all the way to here, I'm going to just cut the inside part, is so that all the light reflects through. So you're going to have some of the framing on the inside hidden, but that's all right. It's only going to be about a 3/4 inch on each side. So that being said, that panel on that plastic for the grill is going to end up being like right around here somewhere. So the light bar is going to end up coming back this way. So it's going to be touching this steel square tube right here. So if I have to cut off the little bolts, because they're real long on that billet grill, I'll have to cut those out. If I have to, I will. Just so that they don't hit the glass on this light bar. But as of right now, I will start slowly cutting away at this and fitting, cutting and fitting, cutting and fitting. I don't want to get too carried away and then have a huge hole where... Alright guys, so I trimmed that out. I ended up trimming out just a little bit more on this piece, but you guys can see the 3 inch cutout is right inside there. So then I just trimmed out the outside so I can slide this further back. Same on this side. Now I'm pretty much about a 1/4 inch roughly. No, about a 1/2 inch from that beam. Same on this side. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna test fit. I'm just gonna put the grill up on top of there and see how it's gonna fit, and ultimately get a little bit better feel of how much I gotta cut. All right, so judging by the, you guys can hardly see it, but judging by the level, I think we're at a good space right there. The light bar just looks like it's right in the center, all the way through. So what I will do now is I will start cutting the plastics from the grill, so you can see the full light bar, and I will also cut those little bolts just to make sure that they don't scratch that lens. Alright, so now I'm going to cut this off right here, just to the inside on both sides. And I'm also going to cut a little bit more in here, just so that I get about a 1/8 of an inch of a gap between both of those. Alright guys, I just trimmed a little bit more from here, so you guys can see now it's about 3/16 of an inch to the back. I also trimmed out that piece right here so that you can see most of the light bar. I'm not gonna cut. I cut these little screws right here. If you don't have the billet grill, you don't have to worry about this, but I'm leaving these here because I think the light bar is actually further away from here, but I'll see. So now we test fit again. Alright guys, so if you guys could tell, the plastic's nearly there. It's nearly popped up. It's actually set up already. We're good on this, on the top half. The bottom half has maybe about, so you guys can see, about 1/2 an inch to go. The light bar itself is pretty centered. Everything's good. The only area that I noticed that is not letting this go through is right inside there, where the frame of the light bar on the left and the right is still kind of caught. If you guys remember, I marked that with the green tape, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut that, just so that the light bar has the distance to travel through. And once that happens, I'll be able to set it down, reinsert all of this in there, and just figure out what I'm going to do for brackets. I already got an idea, so let me show you. Alright, so I've already trimmed out the rest of this plastic here. I'm probably just going to end up cutting this out. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to fit the bar on there and then try to squeeze these out of the way. But if that doesn't work, then I'll just cut them. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do for brackets, if you guys could tell, this is already the bumper bolt right below it. So I'm thinking of just having a flat bar coming straight down and then a flat bar coming over. Same thing on this side. Flat bar straight down, flat bar straight over. And I think that would give me more than enough strength, just because this is technically already on the frame right there. This will not move anywhere once it's bolted in place. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting a piece of flat bar, running it in this direction, same to that side on the opposite direction, getting a piece of flat bar with about 7 inches of height, drilling a 5/16 hole so I could bolt that up there, and then welding it as it sits. That should give me the perfect angle without having to mess with anything. So let me do that right now, and then hopefully everything will bolt right back up. Alright guys, so we test fit the grill right back up and everything bolts up. Well, it's not bolted, but everything fits. All the holes are matching. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to run this light to see how it looks like. So there it is. What I will be doing, I'm going to try to convince my brother here so I can let me cut out this the OEM grill, as he still has the billet. You'll be able to see this light shine a lot better. It'll get rid of all of these blocks, you know. But as far as the light goes, right here, can see that it's right there, so it's level. As far as center wise, it looks good. Obviously in the daytime it's hard to tell, but nighttime you'll get a little bit of light off of it. So now I'm going to take this off and try to make those brackets. Alright guys, so this is what I figured out. I used some 3/8 flat bar, drilled a 1/2 inch hole for these bolts down here, cut it at 3.5 inches, and then 6 inches from bottom to the top. The hole is about 3/4 of an inch down from the top. That's the angle that we want. So remember, my welder that I have here is not that good. The power on this old house is pretty sucky, so I have to bear with that for a while. So I'm just gonna weld this up right here. Weld this up right here, and I'm gonna start from the back, just so that this doesn't, if I tack it and weld it on the side, it doesn't bring the bracing this way. And once I have that in place, I will just touch them up with some paint. Put the bumper, the grill back on. Well, actually no, first I'd have to cut those pieces. I'm only gonna cut about 2.5 inches worth of this stuff right here, just on the original side. I'm gonna leave the billets as is, and then I'll bolt everything back up and then wire it up. Alright guys, so I just touched up all that steel just to make sure that it does not get rusted, and that's basically how it stayed. Once I took off the light bar, that's what you have left. So that's the cutout right there, so it recesses back. That's the cutout right there, so that the little round piece fits back. That's the hole. Same on this side. And it's nicely bolted down. It's not going anywhere. One thing to consider, if you have those nice small bolts like this and you can't tighten them up, cut your Allen. Knock off about 1/2 inch. That's what I ended up doing to this one. I'm able to get in there real nice and easy, and then still tighten up the bolt. So just leave this in your glove compartment in case you ever need to take this off. Just because there's no room between the bolt head and this plastic here for the headlight. So now I'll cut the plastic on the grill, on the mesh on the grill, and that's literally the last step to actually mounting this on there. Alright guys, so this is ready to go. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. If you trim that Allen wrench, it fits perfectly inside there. You could tighten it up, no problem. So now we're going to slap the grill back on. I have already cut all the diamonds. It's ready to go, and hopefully everything fits right up. Alright guys, so there it is. Everything is bolted right up. It fit just fine. You guys can actually see it now, barely. As to opposed to those diamonds that were on there, you really couldn't tell. But everything's it's lined up. See if I can get you guys a better view of it. You can kind of see the Auxbeam logo right there. So let me light it up and see how it looks. Alright, so we use the jumper cables or the jumper box to light it up. You guys can see that's much better. I mean, that's definitely gonna give him a lot of light out when he's out in the mountains. He's actually, as you guys can tell, he's from Texas, and they do have a property out there that they go off-roading, so this will come in handy. Alright guys, so I have ran my light or the cable to the light bar. I have ran my relays, bolted it up right there. Now this is my cable for the switch. Everything is good. Here's the switch. Green, red, green, red. So now we're going to cancel this out and put into the other little toggle switches. So I'm just going to disconnect this from here, extend these cables out into the cab because I will not reach, and connect the other switch and call it a day. Alright guys, so I used my Dremel to make that hole right there. You guys have to leave a little bit. If you guys ever use one of these, you guys have to look at the actual switch itself. Sometimes if you notice that little groove right there, leave a slight little indentation in one direction, the one that you want it up and down, so that this little groove, if you guys could see it, that little groove right there fits right inside there, or else you can't drill a perfect circle and then it won't clear. I don't know if you guys could see right there. So then it's just pushing this all the way in, and there it is. Now I just gotta wire it up, and what I'll be using for that, I'll be using the old, these came with the actual light bar harness, but since the light bar was right in front of the grill, I ended up cutting off the excess piece that already had these female fittings. So then I'll just bolt these or put these right into there. I don't know if you got, there it is right there. Just put those right in. Run this to the engine compartment and then tap into that other plug for the old switch, and we're done. Alright guys, so we're all done with this install. Sorry I wasn't too much into detail for this, but you know, I've done this a lot of times on my channel. If you guys care to get step by step on this wiring, go to one of my other videos. So I ran the cable out back that way, right in there. So the button's ready. He's got some high intensity LED lights on here, so they're real bright, but we're gonna go out and do a test field right now so you guys can see this out in the country. And you guys can tell the difference between the 42-inch and no 42-inch. Alright guys, so we're out here in the country road. I want to show you guys. Right now the fog lights are on, as well as the headlights. This is with the fog lights on. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it kind of went away a little bit. Here they come back on. So that's headlight fog lights right there. I'm about to turn on the light bar. So I mean, as you guys can see, it is a lot brighter than further down. So I'm gonna pull over and show you guys a tree line shot. Alright guys, so there's a lot of traffic out, so I couldn't actually find a good spot without flashing somebody, so I didn't really want to do that. But so this is what you see right now. I mean, this is with the headlights and the fog lights. They both, I think the bottom HID, the top is LED. You guys can tell. Hidden light bar behind the grill. And that's what you get. I'm about to flip the Auxbeam 42-inch light just now. you can see a lot better. Also, one thing that I always mention to you guys, I can actually see this way and that way. Just that on camera it's hard to tell. It only focuses on the ones with the heavy light, but it brights up pretty much everything. Also, it focuses a lot more on the depth of the light, since these are the 4D hyperlens on all of them. So that makes for a bigger shot of the light. Alright, so just wanted to show you guys the light. You guys saw the install video. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I've been offline for the last couple of weeks, but now with the computer back on, I'll be uploading a lot more videos and I'll be answering some more questions. So thank you for watching and see you next time.